You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Love to celebrate. What are we celebrating today? National Candy Corn Day. Oh. Okay, do you like candy corn? That's our question. Do you like candy corn? Or candy corn, either one. You can go either candy corn or candy corn. Okay, Josh, it's not Monday, so I can't speak, and we got a candy corn question. So what the heck? Hey, the question, though, is do you like it? I do. I like candy corn. It's got to be Brock's. Not that I get any endorsements from Brock's, but I've brought some other types into the house from time to time, and the bride doesn't like the other ones, so we stick with the Brock's. Now, second question. How many pieces of candy corn are made each year? Ironic enough that they set this up as how many are made. They didn't put down how many are consumed. How many pieces of candy corn are made? 3 billion, 5 billion, 7 billion, or 9 billion? Put your answer in the chat. Yes, we see you. And if you're listening on radio, we will hear you if you speak about it in the car or anywhere near your radio. 3 billion, 7 billion, 5 billion, 3, 5, 7, or 9 billion pieces are made each year. What's your guess? Okay. I think I've got our theme music for this right here. The answer is 9 billion pieces. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Why your house will shine in today's market. Even though there are more homes available for sale than there were at this time last year, there are still more buyers than there are houses to choose from. So know that if you've got moving on your mind, your house can really stand out. There are several key reasons why there aren't enough homes to go around, and understanding them will help you see why the market is working in your favor if you're ready to make a move. What's causing the shortage? Number one, underproduction of homes. For years, the industry hasn't built enough homes to keep up with demand. As Zillow explains, quote, in 2022, 1.4 million homes were built. At the time, the best year for home construction since the early stages of the Great Recession. However, the number of U.S. families increased by 1.8 million that year, meaning the country did not even build enough to make a place for the new families, let alone begin chipping away at the deficit that has hampered housing affordability for more than a decade, unquote. Number two, rising costs. Building materials, labor shortages, and supply chain disruptions caused by the pandemic have all made it harder and more expensive to build homes. This can either limit or stop new home construction in some areas. Number 3, regional imbalances. Some markets are more affected by the shortage of homes than others. Popular and more desirable areas have more people moving in faster than new homes can be built. The number of new building permits issued doesn't always keep pace with job growth in these regions, and that leads to even tighter markets and higher prices. How big is the problem? According to estimates from Real Estate News, the U.S. is facing a housing shortfall of roughly 3.3 million homes based on an average of several expert insights. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or again, the ABC News and Talk AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you're seeing a chart of the housing market short about 3 million homes. And this is going based on estimates from the National Association of Home Builders, Freddie Mac, Moody's Analytics, Up for Grown, Zillow, and the National Association of Realtors. This shows a significant number of homes that need to be built just to meet buyer demand. But what about the future? According to John Burns Research and Consulting, over the next 10 years, the U.S. will need about 18 million new homes to meet projected demand, including homes for new households, second homes, and you got to remember there's replacements for aging or unsaleable homes. So even though more homes are on the market compared to last year, there still aren't enough of them to go around. This is where you can really win if you're ready to sell your house. Now, you got to know what your market is, what's going on in your neighborhood. Now, all of these numbers that we give you, these are based on national numbers. Want to know what's going on in your neighborhood? rsrlinks.com/market report. rsrlinks.com/market report. And you can go in there and you can put in your zip code. You can put in your city. You know, like you want to use as small a number or location. If your zip code covers many cities, put the city in. If your city has many zip codes, put the zip code in. And that way you can get some real data on what's going on in your location. Because if I were to put in Anaheim, California, well, there's a lot of zip codes. I think there's 6 zip codes or 7 zip codes in Anaheim, California. So that doesn't really do you as much good as if you're looking in the flatlands. You might want to put in, if you're looking over by Disneyland, you might put in 92804. If you're looking in Anaheim Hills, well, you might put in 92807 or 92808. You just want to know what's going on in your area. Now, I just put in 92807 because I wanted to see what's going on. And I can look in here. Inventory is down 2 houses from last week. We were at 37. Now we're at 35 homes, single-family homes available for sale. The median days on the market is 28. Average days on the market is 40. So what is that telling us? Homes are selling pretty quick. Now, if they're not priced properly, if they're people that just want to put a sign in the yard, well, that's a whole different story. If you want more information about your specific neighborhood, call me, 800-306-1990. What you need to remember if you're thinking about selling, the shortage of homes for sale means your house is likely to get some serious attention from buyers. It'll take years to climb out of this inventory deficit, and the market is still very tight. So when buyers are competing for relatively few homes like they are right now, that creates more interest in the houses that are on the market, putting upward pressure on prices and ultimately working in your favor. And since every market is different, it's important to work with a real estate agent who understands local trends. They can help you price your house right and create a strategy to attract the right buyers. Bottom line, while there are more homes for sale than there were at this time last year, there's still a shortage overall, and this puts you in the driver's seat as a seller. Again, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And I'll tell you, if you want to sell your house for the most money possible, rsrlinks.com/salesmax. rsrlinks.com/salesmax. We did a show segment discussing how you can really maximize your sales price. And there's a lot of people, especially those that have been bought houses 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. They do some of these things that are from that era. Thinking about how you're doing it today, rsrlinks.com/salesmax. I go through there and I show you how to do it. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Why home sales bounce back after presidential elections. Let's take a look and see what they're going to tell us about this. We got a lot of good information here. With the 2024 presidential election fast approaching, you might be wondering what impact, if any, it's having on the housing market. Let's break it down. Election years bring a temporary slowdown In any given year, home sales slow down slightly in the fall. It's a typical seasonal trend. However, according to data from BTIG, in election years, there's usually a slightly larger dip in home sales in the month leading up to the election day. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feeds, you're seeing a chart. The presidential election years going back to 1993, averaging down 9.8%. I'm sorry, non-presidential election years. The presidential election years, home sales October, November, is down 15%. Why? Simple. It's uncertainty. Many consumers hold off on making major decisions or purchases while they wait to see how the election will play out. It's a pattern that shows up time and time again, and it's particularly apparent for buyers and sellers in the housing market. This year is no different. A recent survey from Redfin found that 23% of potential first-time home buyers said that we're waiting until after the election to buy. That's nearly a quarter of first-time buyers hitting the pause button, likely due to the same feelings of uncertainty. Home sales bounce back after the election. The good news is these delayed sales aren't lost forever. They're just postponed. History shows sales trends tends to rebound after the election is over. In fact, home sales have actually increased 82% of the time in the year after the election. Again, we've got a chart for you. Home sales went up after 9 of the last 11 presidential elections. And this is not the months after, this is the year after. So they do go up. That's because once the election dust settles, buyers and sellers have a sense of what's already ahead and generally feel more confident moving forward with their decisions. And that leads to a boost in home sales. What to expect in 2025 if history is any indicator? That means more homes will sell next year. And based on the latest forecasts, that's exactly what you should expect. Another graph, the housing market is on pace to sell a total of 4.6 million homes this year, and projections are for 5.2 million total sales next year. And that aligns with the typical pattern of post-election rebound. So, while it might feel like the market is slowing down right now, it's more of a temporary dip rather than a long-term trend, as has been the case before. Once the election uncertainty passes, buyers and sellers will return to the market. Bottom line, it's important to remember that while election years often bring a short-term slowdown in the housing market, the pause is usually temporary. Those sales are not lost. Data shows home sales typically increase the year after a presidential election, and current forecasts indicate 2025 will be no different. If you're waiting for a clearer picture before making a move, just know that the market is expected to pick up speed in the months ahead. That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. And if you want me to put you in touch with some real estate people in your area, and yes, I know this is the World Wide Web. I only know people throughout the United States, and we can help you put you in touch with some of them who might be able to help you find out what makes sense for you, how to reach your goals. We start off with the financing picture and move from there. Again, that is the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com. Hey, Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. What can spending trends teach us about financial security, insights for homeowners and first-time buyers? In today's fast-paced financial landscape, knowing where and how different generations spend their money offers a unique window into personal financial strategies that can shape your future. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or planning for retirement, understanding these trends can help you make more informed decisions about your debt, home investments, and long-term financial security. On Ron Siegel Radio, we believe that smart financial planning starts with knowing how to manage your resources, whether you're 25 or 52. Generation Z and their financial priorities. Generation Z, known for their tech-savvy lifestyle and being relatively new to the workforce, has some surprising spending habits. Despite having one of the lowest average incomes, Gen Z allocates a significant portion of their spending to dining out. This might seem counterintuitive for a generation earning less than their older counterparts, but it reflects a lifestyle prioritizing experiences over long-term financial commitments. For first-time home buyers in this age group, the spending trend raises a flag. Are you sacrificing long-term financial security for short-term gratification? Dining out is great, but strategic debt management can give you the flexibility to enjoy life while still saving for your first home. As a certified liability advisor, I help families build wealth by understanding these patterns and reshaping their financial priorities. Millennials, balancing home ownership and daily expenses. Millennials, now well into their careers, face a unique challenge. Many are balancing the desire for home ownership with high living costs, student loan debt, and daily expenses. Millennials spend a significant chunk of their income on housing, which makes sense given their life stage, but this often leaves little room for retirement planning or paying down existing debt. For millennials considering buying their first home, the key is in managing this balance. As I often say on the show, your home should be part of your wealth building strategy, not a financial drain. By leveraging strategic debt management, you can free up income to focus on other critical financial goals like retirement planning without being overwhelmed by housing costs. Generation X, preparing for the future. Generation X, sandwiched between their aging parents and growing children, faces another unique set of financial challenges. This generation spends heavily on housing, education, and healthcare, all while trying to build a stable retirement fund. Many in this generation are homeowners, and some are considering downsizing or refinancing their homes to prepare for retirement. If you're in this group, strategic debt management becomes crucial. Refinancing your mortgage, for instance, can lower your monthly payments and free up cash for medical expenses or retirement savings. On Ron Siegel Radio, we guide listeners on how to make these kinds of financial moves without adding undue stress. The silent generation, healthcare and stability. The silent generation, now largely retired, spends the most on healthcare, about 16% of their total expenditures. For them, the focus is on stability and making sure their assets last through their retirement years. Homeowners in this group may need to consider whether selling their homes or tapping into home equity makes sense for their long-term financial health. If you're in this generation or helping a loved one navigate these waters, understanding the full picture of your financial situation is key. Debt isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's about how you manage it. A certified liability advisor can help you make smart decisions about your home equity and healthcare costs to ensure that your retirement is as comfortable and secure as possible. Key takeaways for every generation. No matter your age or financial situation, understanding generational spending trends can help you make better financial decisions, from dining out habits to healthcare costs. Each generation's spending reflects their priorities and their financial challenges. At Ron Siegel Radio, we're here to guide you through these challenges, whether you're buying your first home, planning for retirement, or just trying to balance your monthly budget. As a certified liability advisor, I help families like yours build wealth through strategic debt management, ensuring that every dollar you spend works toward a more secure financial future. Remember, financial success isn't just about making money, it's about managing what you have. Got to tune in to Ron Siegel Radio every day to learn more about how you can take control of your financial future. That is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com. rsrhomeselect.com. Reach me anytime, off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com. Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference in the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Avoid these top home buyer mistakes in today's market. No one likes making mistakes, especially when they happen in what's likely the biggest transaction of your life, buying a home. That's why partnering with a trusted agent is so important. Here's a sneak peek at the most common missteps buyers are making in today's market and how a great agent will help you steer clear of each one. Trying to time the market. Many buyers are trying to time the market by waiting for home prices or mortgage rates to drop. This can be really risky strategy because there's so much at play that can have an impact on those things. As Elijah De La Campa, senior economist at Redfin, says, quote, "My advice for buyers is don't try to time the market. There are a lot of swing factors like the upcoming jobs report and the presidential election that could cause the housing market to take unexpected twists and turns. If you find a house you love and can afford to buy it, now's not a bad time," unquote. Buying more houses than you can afford if you're tempted to stretch your budget a bit further than you should, you're not alone. A number of buyers are making this mistake right now, but the truth is, it's actually really important to avoid overextending your budget, especially when other housing expenses like home insurance and taxes are on the rise. You want to talk to the pros to make sure you understand what really worked for you. Bankrate offers this advice, quote, "Focus on what monthly payment you can afford rather than fixating on the maximum loan amount you can qualify for. Just because you can qualify for a $300,000 loan doesn't mean you can comfortably handle the monthly payments that come with it, along with your other financial obligations, unquote. Missing out on assistance programs that can help saving for the upfront costs of home ownership can take some careful planning. You've got to think about your closing costs, down payment, and more. If you don't work with a team of experienced professionals, you could miss out on programs out there that can make a big difference for you. This is happening more than you realize, according to Realtor.com. Almost 80% of first-time buyers qualify for down payment assistance, but only 13% actually take advantage of those programs. So, talk to a lender about your options, whether you're buying your first house or your fifth. There may be a program that can help. Not leaning on the expertise of a pro. The last one may be the most important of all. The very best way to avoid making a mistake that's going to cost you is to lean on a pro. With the right team of experts, you can easily dodge these missteps. Bottom line, the good news is you don't have to deal with any of these headaches. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I do handle a lot of this stuff. I know the real estate agents that can help you, and I can put you in touch with them very, very simply. And as certified liability advisors, we help you with that big lien and decide, does it make sense to take advantage of those down payment assistance programs? That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Is now the perfect time to refinance your mortgage? Here's what you need to know. As homeowners and prospective buyers navigate today's complex financial landscape, the question remains, is now a good time to refinance your mortgage? Recent shifts in federal policy have made mortgage refinancing a hot topic, with potential savings and strategic opportunities for building wealth. But what does refinancing mean for you personally, and when does it make sense to dive in? Here's a comprehensive guide to making an informed decision. Number one, understanding the current mortgage landscape. After a period of high interest rates designed to curb inflation, the Federal Reserve has signaled a pivot. By lowering its key interest rate by 0.5% in September, the Fed's move is expected to reduce long-term rates gradually. However, mortgage rates are not entirely dictated by Fed policy. They're also influenced by the yield on the 10-year Treasury bonds. As the Fed rate reductions trickle through the financial system, we're likely to see mortgage rates decrease, though not necessarily to the historic lows we saw back a few years. So, what are experts predicting? While there's some hope that rates might drop below 6% by 2025, current fluctuations means we're likely to see rates hover around that mark in the near term. Remember, though, that today's rates, even around 6%, 6.5%, are still relatively affordable compared to historic averages above 7.5%. And what did we say today? Yesterday's lock was 6.791. If you were doing a 30-year conforming, is where they locked at yesterday, according to OBMMI. So how do we decide if refinancing is right for you? Refinancing is not a one-size-fits-all decision, and it's essential to go beyond any quote-unquote rule of thumb. Many people used to think a rate reduction of 1% or even 2% was needed for refinancing to make sense. But with today's market, even a drop of 0.5% might make refinancing beneficial depending on your financial goals. Here's a step-by-step approach to evaluating your options. Know your numbers. Before you consider refinancing, know your current interest rate, monthly payment, and credit score, the real credit score. Go to cleanall3.com, cleanall3.com, and you can get the real credit score. These are the foundational numbers that will help you determine the potential benefits of a refinance. Choose your refinance type. Decide whether a traditional rate and term refinance or a cash out refinance aligns with your needs. A cash out refinance can be a powerful tool if you need to tap into your home equity, whether for home improvements, debt consolidation, or other financial goals. We've talked about this before, rsr2step.com. rsr2step.com. Consider the loan term. Opt for a loan term that either matches or is shorter than your remaining mortgage term to avoid extending your debt further into the future. We're going to explore that in a minute. Calculate closing costs. Reach out to lenders for closing cost estimates. Understand these fees is crucial as they often range from 2 to 6% of the loan's value, and they directly impact your break-even point. Identify your break-even point. Determine how long it will take to recoup financing costs through your new monthly savings. If you plan to stay in your home long enough to break even and save, refinancing may be a strong option. Number 3, impact of a potential refinancing surge. In June, CoreLogic estimated over $736 billion in mortgages are held at interest rates of 6.75% and higher. As rates drop, many of these homeowners may jump at the opportunity to refinance, potentially creating a refinancing wave. If you're considering a refinance, acting sooner rather than later could help you avoid the rush and secure more favorable rates and terms. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. We go in that video. We talk about the idea of let's get you all set up, know how much money exactly you want to save. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. Number 4 is refinancing right for your financial goals. While lower rates might make refinancing seem like an obvious choice, it's essential to think through how it aligns with your financial strategy. Refinancing can significantly impact your monthly budget, helping you reduce high-interest debt or free up funds for other investments. For many Americans sitting on a record $33 trillion in home equity, a cash-out refinance offers a valuable opportunity to turn home equity into cash for critical needs or opportunities like funding a child's education, launching a business, or preparing for retirement. However, remember that refinancing is not free. The closing costs can be significant, and extending your loan term might mean paying more interest over time. Always weigh the potential monthly savings against the total cost over the lifespan of the life of the loan. And it may even make sense right now to increase the interest rate just a little bit and not have any closing costs. We can talk to you about that also. Number 5, your next step. Talk to a certified liability advisor. That's us. Making sense of today's refinancing landscape requires both math and strategy. Rather than relying solely on conventional advice, take time to explore how refinancing fits with your family's broader financial plan. If you'd like expert guidance on whether refinancing is the right step for building wealth through strategic debt management, a certified liability advisor can help you evaluate options, build a plan, and maximize the benefits. Let's talk a little bit about those numbers. What makes sense for you? So I threw in some numbers here because I want us to be able to talk real numbers. And when we talk about this idea, the whole goal is when I say know your number, what if I said to you that saving that $200 a month could save you $57,000? Would that be of interest? Let's go through the numbers. April of the current year, as I'm recording this, that'll be 2024. April 2024. If you had done a $500,000 loan at the current rate then of 7.1, according to Freddie Mac, your principal and interest payment would be $3376.68. That was 6 months ago, so you've got 354 payments left, and you've got total interest remaining of $695,346. Let's say we refinanced you today at a loan amount of $500,000. We didn't even lower it at all because you didn't get much payment off of that anyway. And let's see if maybe I even have that. I don't even know if I have it on here. Don't have it on here. Oh well. I can do that real quick. I'll put in 500,000 and we have a 7.1% interest rate. And after 6 months, you're going to have a 497,553. So I'm going to just throw that in here. I'm doing this on the fly, so I don't even know what the numbers are going to look like. But I'm just going to say that let's just leave it at 500,000. So at 500,000, you've got a no-cost loan coming to you, and let's say it's 6.5%. Your new payment is $31.60 a month. So you're going to save about $200 on that. So we're going $33.76 less $31.60. Yes, you're redoing that for a full another 330 years. So we lost those 6 months. But what happens if we just add that payment in there, and we say that your months remaining? Okay. Something's wrong in my formulas here, but that's okay. So you're going to end up saving. You're going to put all that money, these savings, at $200. Now you can only have a 25-year loan. Think about that. So you just saved 54 months, 4.5 years. Because you did that refinance. You saved $182,814 in interest. Think about those numbers, $182,000 in interest saved. So do you think $200 makes sense to refinance? Seems to me like what makes sense to you. Give me a call at 800-306-1990. Let's chat about it. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, is now the November smart buys and budget savvy skips. And we're going to talk about the 4% rule. Is it still the gold standard for retirement? All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Let's see what we've got going on today. November smart buys and budget savvy skips, making your dollar count this holiday season. As November kicks off, we're entering one of the biggest sales periods of the year. The holiday shopping rush often starts early, with retailers rolling out big deals ahead of Black Friday. While it's tempting to jump on every enticing offer, a strategic approach can help you save significantly and avoid overspending. Let's dive into the best items to buy and the ones you may want to wait on, helping you maximize your purchasing power and keep your budget in check. Top buys in November. Number one is electronics. Black Friday is synonymous with electronic sales, but many retailers are now offering early deals throughout the month. Whether it's a new TV, tablet, smartphone, or smartwatch, you'll find plenty of bargains as stores like Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and Costco compete for your attention. Shopping early allows you to beat the rush and snag discounts on popular devices before they're gone. Number two, home appliances, vacuums, air fryers, and coffee makers. November is prime time to invest in appliances that make home life easier. High-end vacuums brands like Dyson and Shark see significant markdowns, making it an ideal time to replace an old vacuum or try out a high-tech robot model. Air fryers and coffee makers also see deep discounts, giving you the chance to upgrade your kitchen without breaking the bank. Pro tip, don't give your wife or husband a vacuum for the holidays. It may not go over so well. Number three, Veterans Day perks. In honor of Veterans Day on November 11th, veterans, active military personnel, and their families can enjoy exclusive discounts at selected retailers, restaurants, and even parks. Rack Room's Shoes, for instance, offers increased discounts for military members, while Sports Clips provides free haircuts. National parks also offer free admission to celebrate the holiday. Items to skip for now. Number one, bedding and linens. As temperatures drop, you may be tempted to pick up new bedding. However, waiting until January's white sales could save you 50% or more at stores like Macy's and JCPenney. While cozying up this season is tempting, holding off for a couple of months could yield significant savings on quality bedding. Number two, winter apparel. While you might see discounts on winter coats, boots, hats, gloves, prices on these items tend to drop even further as the holiday season progresses. Large retailers often carry an extensive stock and may discount items as they get closer to year-end, creating ideal conditions for savvy shoppers who wait until later this season. Number three, specialty foods. With the holidays in sight, it's common to see beautifully packaged specialty food items on display. However, most retailers don't discount these items heavily until after the holidays. So unless you're in a hurry, it may be wise to wait for post-holiday sales to stock up on gourmet treats. Plan ahead and stay informed. Navigating sales during November is all about preparation and timing. Before making any major purchases, map out your budget and keep a watchful eye on prices. Websites like Caramel track prices on Amazon, while Slick Deals allows you to set alerts for specific items, making it easier to spot genuine discounts. Also, check a store's price match policy before you buy. Many retailers, including Amazon, do not match prices, while others may exclude certain dates from their guarantees. Buying before Black Friday, ensure the store has a solid return policy in case prices drop later. Making the most of your dollars, smart spending doesn't just benefit your budget now, it sets you up for financial stability in the future. By making wise purchases and resisting impulse buys, you can keep holiday expenses manageable. Understanding how to navigate these seasonal deals and knowing when to hold back can have a lasting impact on your financial health. For more guidance on maximizing your financial opportunities, I'm here to help. As a certified liability advisor, I specialize in helping families build wealth through strategic debt management, whether it's navigating seasonal spending or planning for larger financial goals. I'm ready to help you make the best decisions for your future. That's the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Still the best loan on the market for only for those that qualify, rsrhomeselect.com. Hey, we always appreciate people that are putting comments in. So hello, Nelson. Glad to see you with us. Let's see. I think we got time for another Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Is the 4% rule still the gold standard for retirement? Here's what you need to know. The 4% rule is a popular retirement strategy suggesting that retirees can safely withdraw 4% of their initial retirement savings each year, adjusted for inflation, to avoid running out of funds over a 30-year retirement period. But is this rule still reliable today? The origins and intent of the 4% rule. Developed in the 90s by financial planner Bill Bengen, the 4% rule was based on historical data and tested over various economic conditions to ensure sustainability. Bengen's model assumed a balanced portfolio of stocks and bonds, considered market volatility, inflation, and long-term economic trends. With a 4% annual withdrawal rate, retirees could expect a high likelihood of not outliving their savings. Does the 4% rule hold up in 2024? With today's low bond yields, increased market volatility, and fluctuating inflation, many financial experts are reevaluating the 4% rule's effectiveness. Here's why. 1. Market conditions. Traditional bond returns, which retirees rely on for steady income, have been unusually low in recent years. Although interest rates are rising, overall returns are still lagging behind the historical rates that supported the 4% withdrawal rate. Number 2 is increased lifespan. With advancements in healthcare, people are living longer, which means retirement savings need to stretch further. The original rule was designed for a 30-year retirement period, but those retiring earlier or living longer may need more cautious withdrawal strategies. Number 3, inflationary uncertainty. Recent inflationary spikes have challenged the purchasing power of many retirees. If inflation remains high, even a 4% withdrawal may not be enough to maintain the same lifestyle over time, leading some to consider alternative strategies like 3.5% rule or other dynamic withdrawal approaches. So what are the alternatives? For retirees uncertain about the 4% rule, there are a few other strategies to consider. Dynamic withdrawals. Adjusting withdrawal amounts based on market performance can help sustain savings during market downturns while allowing for flexibility when markets are strong. Bucket strategy. Segmenting savings into different buckets for immediate, midterm, and long-term needs can protect retirees from having to sell stocks during a market dip. Reducing expenses. In high inflation periods, reassessing lifestyle costs may reduce the pressure on retirement funds, making it easier to sustain a low withdrawal rate. Using some of your home equity. Yes, that would be rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com, or potentially a reverse mortgage. Those are used for strategic planning as well. So when you've got a low interest rate environment, you use the equity from your reverse mortgage, and then when rates go back up, you don't have you're getting more money. You're leaving the money into those the financial instruments. So you flip-flop back and forth, and it'll save you a lot. How to approach your retirement. The 4% rule remains a helpful guideline, but it shouldn't be seen as a one-size-fits-all solution. Retirement planning today calls for flexibility and willingness to adjust based on current economic trends, personal needs, and life expectancy. If you're looking for guidance on how the 4% rule or other withdrawal strategies fit into your retirement goals, consider speaking with a certified liability advisor. They can help tailor a plan that prioritizes your long-term financial well-being, protecting you from market uncertainties while working to maximize your retirement income. That is a Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.